Would you look at those production values, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you tonight to a special someone called Leo from actualize.org. Let's watch.
.org. And in this video, I want to talk about the most advanced, the most profound, the most important, and the most challenging concept that I've discovered in all of my personal development research. And that is spiritual enlightenment. Warning, this video will cause you emotional distress, including anger, depression, and confusion. There is a profound truth that virtually no human beings on the planet understand. And this includes you. And this includes humanity at large, and society at large, and science at large. This truth is so rarely known that, just to give you an idea, out of the 7 billion people that live on Earth, on this planet, we don't know for certain, but we can estimate perhaps 10,000 of these 7 billion understand this truth, and the rest do not. Wow. They're clueless to it, completely clueless to it. And what's worst of all is that this truth is fundamental to your happiness and emotional well-being in life. So this is not some abstract philosophical truth, but this is a very practical, very important, the most important and the most profound truth that you can understand as a human being. The problem, though, is that this truth is also extremely nuanced and delicate. And to understand this truth takes something really extraordinary of yourself. It takes extraordinary open-mindedness, extraordinary self-honesty, and extraordinary commitment to the path to discover this truth, because this truth is not discovered through a simple video or reading a book. It takes a lot more than that. But in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on track towards this truth. This video will not give you this truth. This video will tell you about the truth and tell you how you can undertake a journey to discover this truth for yourself if you should choose to do it. I want to start off by giving you a sense of what I mean by the need for open-mindedness in this investigation, and what also I mean by nuanced truths. Because as we go through society, as we're raised and we go through school and we go to college and we're off in the business world, all these places, they don't really teach us to deal with nuanced truths very well. And even if you are intellectually rigorous...
Are nuanced truths right now, you launching into a massive disclaimer before beginning? I want you to get to the point.
This person, you went to university and you did research there, you're not able to register it. So to give you a taste of that, I want to show you an optical illusion to start to open up your mind. So in a second here, this screen is going to change, and what I want you to do is when the screen changes, you're going to press the pause button, and then you're going to look at this optical illusion. Now here's the instructions for what you're going to do. You're going to put your face up towards the screen, not too close, maybe a foot or two away from the screen, and you're going to focus your eyes, hold your head steady, focus your eyes on the little dot right at the center of the screen. There's going to be a little dot. You're going to focus on it, you're going to keep looking at it. You just look at it, and look at it, and look at it, hold your head straight, and see what happens. What's going to happen is an interesting phenomenon with your visual awareness. I'm not going to spoil the surprise, so go ahead and do that right now, and then we'll talk about it when you come back.
Okay, I'm going to try. I'm looking at it. Hold on, let me bring up the camera here. So you can see me looking at it. That'll be really exciting for you. Keep looking at it. I'm going to push play.
This is not what spiritual enlightenment is, but it's a little bit like an analogy of what it might feel like to experience spiritual enlightenment, in the sense that there could be something right there that appears one way to you under certain circumstances, and in a totally different way under slightly different circumstances. In fact, though the facts of the situation haven't really changed. And that's what this truth is. It's a truth that's kind of hidden out in the open. It's hidden in the open so much that when you find out and discover the truth for yourself, it's going to shock you just how obvious it was the whole time, and how obvious it should be to everybody else, and yet nobody knows about it. I want you to consider as a possibility that a truth can exist that cannot be communicated. Can you open your mind to this possibility? This is very important for you to be able to understand what I'm talking about in this video. That a truth can exist that cannot be communicated. Now think about that. Why would that be the case if that could be possible? How could that be the case? Well, our communication is a system after all, and this system has to function in certain ways. So could it be that this system functions in certain ways that produce blind spots, so that as we're communicating, and by the way, communication also involves thinking, right? So sometimes people think that thinking is separate from communication. But actually these two things are very closely related, because in your own mind, you communicate with yourself all the time, and the way in which you think is basically a form of self-communication. So we're including communication and thinking together here. So now imagine that this communication plus your thinking, in just the way that it's built and designed, can produce blind spots. And if you're not aware that these blind spots can exist within the way that you communicate, within language, and within the system of thinking, even logic itself, then you might not see things that are right there and really, really obvious. Could that be possible? Just in theory, can you allow that to be a possibility?
Well, it's not a matter of allowance. Sure, I can allow that for a possibility, except for the fact that I need you to define truth then. If you say it's a truth, and it's incommunicable, then by what metric do we determine its status as a truth instead of a falsehood? If you can't answer that question, then you're not really saying anything meaningful. And the thing is, of course, if you're going to say, well, I can't define truth in a way that's consistent with an incommunicable what? An incommunicable what exactly? So you get into a tricky spot there, right? If it's something that has a status, but the reasons for that status aren't communicable, which is to say, you can't explain what it is in a way that links to something else, then for what reason do we afford it the metric? For what reason do we afford it the status of truth? Let's continue watching.
Also, consider additionally, what if your psyche, your very psyche, and how you rationalize and think about the world? What if this system also was designed in such a way that just to get running, up and running, it had to be based on certain assumptions and certain mechanisms, and that these mechanisms and assumptions also produce blind spots. And that in fact, for your psyche to exist at all in the first place, for there to even be a psyche, because what is a psyche? A psyche is not a simple thing. We might look out into the world and we might say, a tree is a simple thing, a rock is a simple thing, but a psyche, what is a psyche? We don't even know if this is a physical object. So consider that this thing we call a psyche, that for it to even exist, that it might have to be founded on something that's fictional, that's not true. Can you open your mind to that possibility? Good. I'm going to continue building on this. But before I get into the actual meat, and I'm going to tell you in this video exactly what spiritual enlightenment is in a very clear-cut way. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. But I want to, before I tell you, I want to set up your mind so you can understand the truth. Because this truth, like I said, is so delicate and so subtle that it's very, very easy to misunderstand. So the first thing I want to say is that this video is designed for rational people. If you consider yourself a rational, scientifically minded, serious, intellectually rigorous person, that's perfect. That's how I was before I discovered the truth. And I spent a lot of my time early in my adulthood, discovering and researching what is actual truth. How do I get to the bottom of things? Not just believing what people tell me, thinking independently for myself, and really doing serious research to discover this. Not taking it for granted that we already know what truth is.
So would you like to define it
for us? So that's good. This video is not for New Age, hippie, dogmatic people. There's not going to be any New Age stuff in this video. There's not going to be any hippie notions. There's not going to be dogma. There's not going to be mysticism. We're not going to be talking about gods, or philosophy, or conspiracy theories, or deities, or mythology, or religion. So all of that is going out the window here. So if you don't like that stuff, great. In this video, what I'm going to help you to do is I want to help you to start an empirical investigation into this truth yourself. Because this truth can only be discovered through a personal empirical investigation. You have to start doing the research and start doing the looking and finding the evidence and the facts for yourself, generating your own proof. Because remember, if this truth is actually incommunicable, it can't be communicated, that means that I can't give it to you. Nor can a teacher or a professor or a spiritual guru. You have to find it for yourself. So this empirical investigation is going to be very important. And what I mean by empirical is that you're going to be using your own faculties, the things that you know the best, your own sight and sound and feelings and emotions and your own consciousness and your own thoughts. You're going to be using all of this to discover the truth for yourself. You're not going to have to rely on other people telling you things. You're not going to have to believe people. Another thing you should understand is that this investigation that you'll be doing is going to be very different, radically different than anything you've done in your life. Even if you've done scientific research before, even if you come from a university background, or whatever your background might be, this is a very different investigation that you're used to. And if you're a spiritual person, this is different than any kind of investigation you've done in your spiritual work as well. So be open-minded that you can be using a process here that's different, something you're not comfortable with using, and that's okay. You have to learn along the way. Here's a couple things you're going to need to make this journey successfully. Even to begin the journey, just to understand what I'm telling you in this video, you're going to need these things.
This guy's annoying.
Open-mindedness to the ultimate degree. Complete open-mindedness. Ability to embrace paradox. That means that if something's paradoxical or contradictory to you, after I say it, you need to be comfortable with holding that paradox and embracing it for potentially a long period of time. Not just hours and days, but potentially months and years. Can you embrace a paradox for years before you're able to get it to resolve? It will resolve in the end, but it's going to take patience with you, and it's going to take a willingness to want it to resolve.
I'm not that patient. Why should I?
The other thing you're going to need a desire for truth. Truth with a capital T. You have to really want to know what the truth is.
What is truth with a capital T?
Not because it serves you, or because it's pleasant, or because it's interesting, or because you can come up with some theory, and you can now justify certain actions that you do in your life with this truth, but simply for the sake of knowing the truth itself. And the fourth thing you're going to need to be completely objective as you do this investigation, and also as you listen to me. And also a healthy dose of skepticism here, too. Be skeptical about the things I'm telling you, but also be skeptical about the things your mind is telling you. Because while I'm talking, your mind is talking. And you have a tendency to be biased towards what your mind is telling you. And that's the whole danger of discovering the truth. It's very, very tricky, because your mind is going to play games with you to prevent you from seeing it. And I'll talk more about that a little bit later. This truth is going to scare the shit out of you. And that's not an exaggeration.
Oh my God.
It's also going to confuse you. It's going to confuse you, especially if you've been following some of my other videos, the more normal videos that I do on personal development topics. It's going to confuse you. It's going to confuse you if you're a religious person. It's going to confuse you if you're a scientific person. It doesn't matter who you are. It's going to confuse you. It doesn't matter who you are, but it's going to scare the shit out of you. It's going to emotionally disturb you.
Can you
Why is this the
believe
case?
this?
It's necessarily the case because this is how the psyche, remember we're talking about the psyche? Well, this is how the psyche protects itself. It protects its own structure. And to discover the truth, we really need to break down the structure of the psyche, which is not a comfortable thing for most people. In fact, if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you're a Buddhist, if you're a spiritual person, the things I'm telling you in this video, if you actually take them seriously, they will crush your models of reality. They will crush you. If you're an atheist, if you're a scientist, if you're an academic, if you're an agnostic, you will also be crushed by the things I'm telling you. Why is this so? Because the models you've built up over your entire lifetime, no matter how true you feel that they are, well, these models, we're going to be challenging them here. These models are built on some of these assumptions that we're going to be questioning, and you do not like questioning these assumptions. And the end result of this journey will be the dissolution of your models of reality. If that doesn't sound scary, trust me, it will be when you start doing it and you start feeling it in practice. But also realize that when you are feeling this fear, you have to be very self-honest and ask yourself, why is there fear here? Why do I fear going in this direction? Why do I fear doing this investigation? After all, I'm doing it very objectively and honestly, and yet there's so much fear there. What is the psyche hiding? So you have to understand that you have a very firm mental model of who you think you are, you as an entity in this life. You have assumptions that you've made about yourself that you've never really questioned. And what we're doing in this video is we want to challenge some of those assumptions and start to question some of those.
Why
so you need to be open to questioning this stuff. If you're close to that, then you might as well turn off the video. The problem is that even if you say to yourself and you say to me, yes, Leo, I want to do this investigation, it sounds interesting, let me do it. The problem is that you don't appreciate just how psychologically tricky your psyche is going to be here. You're going to be psychologically manipulated and sabotaged by your psyche to prevent you from seeing this truth.
So
And you might wonder, well, why is that the case? It sounds very nefarious.
in any capacity that we don't agree
and we'll
with
talk more about that
you, we're
as we
going to
continue.
be
For now, though, what I want you to do,
sabotaging
I'm about to tell you the truth. I'm getting to the truth. I'm going to tell it to you right now, point blank. I want you to watch extremely carefully for an emotional reaction in you. Your psyche will produce an emotional reaction right now. So I want you to watch for it. And I want you to just observe it. Don't react. Just observe your emotional reactions, okay? So here's the truth. And to get you to really understand it, we need to get your mind around what we mean by the concept of you. So when I talk about you in this video, I want you to be very clear about what we mean by you. So right now, I want you to stop everything that you're doing, focus right now on what I'm saying. I want you to get really comfortable in your seat, relax, get your back up straight. I want you to close your eyes right now as I'm speaking and follow along.
Okay.
Now what I want you to do is I want you to get in touch, as your eyes are closed, I want you to get in touch with the present moment. Feel yourself breathing gently in and out. Feel the sensations in your body that you weren't really aware of before. The pressure of your butt on the seat, the pressure on your feet. Feel your hands. Get in touch with the present moment. Also notice that there are thoughts. There's like an inner dialogue that's happening inside your mind. It might be saying any kind of random thing. Notice that there's a thinking going on inside. And notice that there's an awareness inside of you. An awareness of life, an awareness of being, of existing, of living, of all these feelings, even the colors that you see through your closed eyelids. Notice that. Now what I'd like you to do is I want you to get in touch with you, who you know that you are, the most true thing that you know about yourself, which is that you exist. Get in touch with the evidence of your existence. So maybe you think it's your thoughts, the thoughts that are being thought, or the feelings in your body. Or maybe you say your name. Whatever your name is, you can say it, and that's me. Or maybe you can think of some memories from your past, which are you. But most fundamentally, who you believe that you are is this thing that's experiencing life, right? You're like at the center of life. Life is happening to you. It's your life. You own this life. Get in touch with that right now. Get in touch with it. You got it? You got that sense? Okay. Now, the truth, keep your eyes closed, focus on that feeling. The truth that I'm going to tell you here, the truth is that there is no such thing as you in reality. What you're feeling right now is an illusion. And that does not exist in physical reality. So that thing that you think you are, that feels most true about life, that in fact that's false.
That's it.
All right, go ahead and open your eyes.
Oh my God, this guy. That's... Oh my God. He's quite a trickster. He's quite a trickster. He tricked me into watching 20 minutes of that fucking garbage. Oh my God, such fucking garbage. I was like, please don't tell me he's gonna just say like, you're an illusion or something. Okay. Okay, so obviously a human being is a ongoing tapestry of experience plus building of self. But that's the thing. Just because a self is built and is a combination of experiences and meanings and processes and other things doesn't mean it's an illusion. It's what it means to be a human being on functionally 3 planes, or functionally 2, depending on how you look at it. There's a duality trinity thing going on in the universe, you know. 2 times 3 is 8. I mean, 2 to the 3rd power is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so anyway, that's so silly. How does that guy, like, a reality is an expression of a human being being human. And, you know, the self that does in fact appear to be in and of the world is in fact in and of the world. And we know this because when I bang my knee into something, it hurts. And regardless of that, the metaphysical self, the individual built over time, is real, but also fragile. I'm watching my mom disintegrate. The metaphysical part of her, well, physical part of her remains perfectly fine. So, she's more or less dead, as far as I'm concerned, Because that being, that individual, that build of self, was built out of less than adequately durable material in some regard. My dad's still sharp as ever. He drove my Mini Cooper today and tried to show off his race car driving skills a little bit. Driving the stick shift Mini. He has a automatic. Anyhow, that always makes me feel heavy. To feel the weight of those connections, the significance of them, and the importance of the relationships that, along with many other elements, comprise the build of identity that is me. So, or that is I, sorry, grammar mistake there, my bad. So, Ask White McGee from Ask White McGee's Special Party and Excitement Time channel. Oh my God, is all I can say to you. There's some awfully good production values, and a lot of time and energy spent writing saying nothing. In order to do what? To be like, and it was all a dream. Really? Anyway, the end. Sorry to have made you guys endure that, even at double speed. Hopefully my ongoing commentary complaining about it was entertaining enough.